And we joined that news conference in progress, and in a moment we're going to show you the beginning of that news conference. And you probably noticed that during that news conference you heard Donald Trump answering questions about Fox News and Megyn Kelly. Fox News Chairman and CEO Roger Ailes put out this statement earlier today in support of Megyn Kelly. He said Donald Trump's surprise and unprovoked attack on Megyn Kelly during her show last night is as unacceptable as it is disturbing. Megyn Kelly represents the very best of American journalism, and all of us at Fox News Channel reject the crude and irresponsible attempts to suggest otherwise. I could not be more proud of Megyn Kelly for her professionalism in class in the face of all of Mr. Trump's verbal assaults. Her questioning Mr. Trump at the debate was tough but fair, and I fully support her. She continues to ask the probing and challenging questions that all the presidential candidates may find difficult to answer. Donald Trump rarely apologizes, although in this case he should. We have never been deterred by politicians or anyone else attacking us for doing our job, much less allowed ourselves to be bullied by anyone, and we're certainly not going to start now. All of our journalists will continue to report in the fair and balanced way that has made Fox News Channel the #1 news network in the industry. Again, that statement from Roger Ailes, the chairman and CEO of Fox News, and we're going to take you to the top of Mr. Trump's news conference. You missed just a moment, but first our political panel. From U.S. News and World Report, David Cantonese, and from the Weekly Standard, John McCormick. John, I guess the elephant in the room, I should say, we read the statement that Roger Ailes issued earlier today, but Donald Trump just said that he thinks that Fox News treats him very poorly. So I'll give you your response to that, David, and then we'll move on.
Well, I think particularly in Iowa, attacking women, even smart and tough women, isn't a smart thing to do. He's gone after political correctness, but he sort of confused political correctness with just being vulgar and insulting to women. And I think if he were to go into any small-town bar in Iowa and, call a woman there a bimbo or talk about their looks or use some of the vulgar things he said about Megyn Kelly, I don't think things would end up too well for Donald Trump.
I will tell you that there were a lot of emails that disagree with you. I mean, it's like, one of the things that in the past, 19 days or so, we have gotten emails on both sides of this, that not one of us has been immune from the emails. David?
The media is always an easy whipping boy, frankly, for any candidate. But Trump is sort of doubling down on this. And I think it's him versus the institutions. It's not only Washington and government and all the senators and governors he's running against that are part of the problem, but it's now anybody that criticizes him, which is institutional media. Obviously, Fox News is a very big institution, and that's part of his. And you see the tweets. People like it because they love that he mixes it up. No other politician mixes it up with journalists, with people like Trump does. And I think he gets some respect because of that.
Well, in fact, he just went head-to-head with the Univision anchor that's in the room. And at first, we're going to show that in a second, but when apparently the Univision anchor asked a question, we couldn't hear that well what the question was, but Donald Trump said, "It wasn't your turn, sit down. It wasn't your turn, sit down," or something like that. And he didn't take the question. And then what I can piece together is that the Univision anchor was escorted out of the room, not by Trump. Not at all. In fact, Trump never said, escort him out, anything like that, but apparently by maybe security or something. But then he was allowed back in, and Donald Trump took a question. It looked like he took a couple questions from him.
He did. I wasn't there in the beginning, so I probably shouldn't comment on it. I think, though, if that had happened to Ed Henry at a Hillary Clinton press conference, a lot of conservatives would be very, very angry. Again, I wasn't there at the beginning, so I don't know for sure. And what David pointed out, really that he's fighting the media, but he's also a media creation. I mean, we just had every single cable news network cover more than 25 minutes of his press conference. And since August 6th, actually, Brian Stelter of CNN has pointed out that the nightly network news has covered him for 36 minutes, Jeb Bush for 9, John Kasich for 2, Marco Rubio for 1. Some of the other candidates like Ben Carson, Ted Cruz, mere seconds.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the beginning of Donald Trump's news conference that you missed live. More on the record coming up.